What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Uh, Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. With that being said, man, I got my guys in here. I got Tunk in here and Clayton. You know, if let me see what if my guy what's
Jim.
now, yeah, with Jim say he has something personal going on, so he got to take care of some personal business.
Oh, okay.
But E-Man,
Yeah, what's up
you
with
know,
man?
if he tune in, you know, he could join in, right? So definitely it's playoff time, right?
Yes,
But
sir.
in the NFL. But before we get into that, man, I had a couple of things that I was with basketball that I was thinking about, right? And remember, I think we talked about like how basketball is like this era of basketball don't look like what we used to, what we grew up in, the golden era of basketball, like in the 80s and 90s. And so I was thinking about like how basketball has changed and what precipitated that change, right? And so I was thinking about this guy. What's the guy? David Stern. Right now, do y'all remember back when they decided to send professional basketball players to the Olympics? And so Mike Jordan, Larry Bird, all those guys, Magic Johnson, all those guys, they were like ambassadors for the sport, basically to sell the sport to the world, right? And to expand basketball. But when they expanded basketball, I had no idea of what like the impact was going to have for the sport, for the NBA, and like the level of play. Because I think once they expanded it, like with Mike Charles and all those other guys, once they expanded it, in order to make it inclusive, they had to bring in more more European and foreign basketball players. And so when they did that, it cut out the center position, the power forward position, and it changed the guard position. And so that, in my opinion, was the sacrifice that the NBA made in order to make it all inclusive, so you can have people from everywhere representing the NBA. And so the quality, in my opinion, of the game is not the same. So let me know what y'all think about that theory. Let me see.
I think that he definitely changed it. I think the reason he initially sent the NBA players, man, because you know the college kids was losing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he sent the the United States professional team, you know what I mean, they start sending them so they could go back to I personally, I like when the college kids were going. I
did too.
Yeah, I like seeing them. And then when the professionals, you know what I mean, the dream team, you know, it was the first year of it. Once they started, man, it wasn't even like competition anymore. You know what I mean? Kind of like they start running through.
Yeah.
Now, David Stern, man, you know how he used to rule with an iron fist, man. You know what I'm saying? And he wanted to get that type of ball out of there. He wanted to get that, you know, that Knicks basketball. He wanted to get that out of there. And I really think it reached the head with that Malice in the Palace thing. And I really think, even though he was already moving in that direction, I think he really said, well, man, I got to make some changes. And like you say, open the doors and make it easy for them foreign players to play, you know, make it a global game, like you say. And with that change, you know what I mean, went away a lot of physicality, you know what I'm saying, of the NBA and things like that. And you got guys, man, I hear talk about it. Nobody I know personally, everybody I know personally seems to be on the same side of the fence that we're on. We like the old way, you know what I'm saying? We like how the game used to be played where, you know what I'm saying, not necessarily everybody walking it up the court, but, you know what I mean, it was like the center position was a focal point, things like that. But you have people that like the way the game is played now. More exciting, more up and down, more carefree. You got guys that are really fans of the way the game is played nowadays. I just happen to not be one of them.
Yeah. Well, let me ask y'all this. If they, well, number one, I just think that like attendance and ratings are down for basketball, right? And so if the golden era of basketball and the golden era of NBA was like people say was like in the 80s, and it's not as good now. So do y'all still think it's best for the game of basketball that we sacrifice some of the quality of play so more people can be included?
See, I don't know if they sacrificed play for more people to be included. I think they changed the rules and stuff for higher scoring, which they thought would be a benefit to the league and the viewership, because a lot of those games, like the 80-something to 80-something and the physicality, you know, it wasn't aesthetically pleasing, so to speak. So I think they changed the rules to elevate scoring, you know. But I just want to ask you, when do you think the center position stopped being a focal point? Because I think it came as a result of the Chicago Bulls and the triangle offense. That's when I think the shift really happened, with the center no longer being such a focal point, because other teams started, you know, duplicating that style, like, you know. But I still think the center was a focal point when Shaq was in LA with Kobe and them. You know, and Tim Duncan, it was still a focal point. And even now, I think with the Joker, who is a foreign player, that team is very much going through him, the center. So when do you think that changed, so to speak?
Well, I think that, well, like you said, when Shaq was in the league, Shaq still was, you know, he still was a strong presence, right? But when you look at the Chicago Bulls and you talk about Michael Jordan, like Michael Jordan was the first one. They said he was the first player that was, or that team was the first team to become, where is that, like they didn't operate from the center position. Like their number one was a two guard, and that was Mike, right?
Right.
Most of the time it's been like you start from down in the paint with your big man, and then everybody else run through like him. Like if, you know, wherever the open person is Shaq, Tim Duncan, Hakeem Olajuwon, even, you know, Patrick Ewing. Mike was like an anomaly.
Inside out, right? It was always inside out.
Right.
You start inside and then work your way out to the edges. But even if you want to bring it forward a little bit, say Dwight Howard still, you know, and what's the name is still a focal point in Denver. It's just the way he plays the center position is different. Joker in Denver, you know what I'm saying? It still starts and begins with him and ends with him, especially on offense. It's just the way he plays is different. That's all. You know what I mean? He's not like a back to the basket type player, primarily.
Do you think the Golden State Warriors dynasty, those championships they ran off, do you think that was center centric?
No,
it was small man centric. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like when you take out the power forward and you take out the center, then you can play that style of basketball, right?
Right.
But when you like, because if you like, how tall is Draymond? Like 6'4", about 6'5", 6'6"?
No, I think he's 6'9", man.
Yeah. Draymond bigger than that. Yeah, he bigger than that.
Yeah, I think he's about 6'9" or 6'8".
No, Draymond not 6'9".
Yeah,
Draymond Green.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Mike, he not that little. He not that little.
He's not that small.
He's 6'6", 6'7". I think he fudging, Jack.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he fudging on the numbers.
I was saying like Clay said, I was always thought he ran like 6'8", 6'9". Yeah.
Yeah, I think he like about 6'5", 6'6", or something like that. Like more like what Charles Barkley was in that area. Yeah, but they play small ball, right? And when you talk about positionless basketball, when you got big men, mostly everybody got big men that's playing away from the basket, then you can get away with playing small ball, you know. But when you like, if you got somebody in the paint that's dominant, that's going to demand a whole lot of attention, like those old school centers, then yeah, it would have been different. So yeah, in this era, they could do that.
Do you think positionless basketball was the intent of the NBA, or do you think the evolution of the player created that?
I think the
Listen,
latter.
I think it
I
was
think it's the
intent.
latter. I think it's the latter. I think the evolution of the player created that more so. That's what the NBA's intent was. I think the NBA's intent was, and they might not have had this foresight that it was going to be perimeter centric. You know what I'm saying? How the game was going to be played with a whole bunch of 3-pointers, no mid range. I don't think the NBA, you know what I mean, saw that. I think, like you say, the evolution of the type of player. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what it is. So
What was you going to say? What was you going to say, Mike? I'm curious.
Yeah, I don't think it was evolution. I think it was manipulated, and the way I think it was manipulated is, like I said, when you take out that, like basketball, everybody on the court, you got the center, the power forward, the small forward, the two guard, and the point guard. Everybody got a role, a specific role on the court, right? So when you take away those positions, that means that you manipulated it, and the reason why you manipulated it is so, like I said, so foreign players can come in and they can have success, right? If you got Charles Oakley and you got Anthony Mason in the league, and you got what's the guy, all those guys who were big power forwards and centers, the league look a whole lot different, right? And so what you did was it didn't evolve, it was manipulated. That's just like, you know, like if you have a family and you take the father out of the family, you can't say that the family evolved, you know, because it's more so like manipulation than it is evolution.
Yeah, but with this example, in terms of basketball, I can't eliminate these positions if the players aren't capable of doing so many different things.
Yeah, well,
I think to that, Clayton, you make a good point. I think to that is just like with the referees not calling palming or traveling and stuff, right?
That's part of it.
Yeah, and I think they gave a little bit too much liberty to the players in the sense where, as though, you know, you wanted them to have some type of freedom on the court, you know what I mean, be creative and things like that. But it sometimes it goes too far one way. It goes too far in a particular direction. And the pendulum, in my opinion, the pendulum then swung so much the opposite direction, man, where I'm looking at it, I'm looking at the game now, and I'm not liking what I'm seeing. And I find myself saying, man, he traveled. Oh, man, he carrying the ball. You know, I never used to really look at games like that too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, travel. Man, what kind of shot is that? You know what I'm saying? But I find myself saying that a lot. And, you know, you wanted guys to get creative and you wanted to give them these type of freedom to be creative. But I think it went too far one direction, man. Now it's just, I don't like it.
I just think that, it's more so manipulation, in my opinion, than
but check this out though, Mike. This is why I say I think it was like it was kind of like an evolution, because, you know, the game that we like, you know what I'm saying, 80s, 90s, that wasn't the same game, particularly that was in the 60s and the 70s either. So
right.
The game gonna keep, you know what I mean, evolving and moving. You know what I'm saying? And you might have guys that played in the 80s that said, I mean, the guys that played before Magic, Bird came, probably said they didn't like the way they played. You know what I'm saying? Before them. You know, I never heard it, but I'm just saying, I'm just using an example. You know what I'm saying? Like they ain't like the way they played, or you know
right, probably so. But when you think about it, like, all right, so when was basketball invented? Like 1890s, 1891, James Naismith, something like that, right? So when you think about it, basketball from its inception, it was invented a certain way. Like you had the 5 different positions. So even through up and through the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, right? You still had it with the 5 positions, right? It wasn't positionless basketball. Every position on the court had a purpose, and every position on the court had a job, right? So up until, like I said, and even through the golden era. So when you get, by the time you get to the 80s, basketball probably is like about almost like 100 years. It's like 90 something years old by the time you get to the 80s. So that means that everybody from its inception perfected those different jobs and job titles on the court. And so the 80s basketball was a result of Michael Jordan standing on George Gervin's shoulders, or Michael Jordan or Magic Johnson, you know, learning from guys like Jerry West and Bill Russell and all those guys who came before them, right? So it was a progression all the way through. Like I said, by the time you get to the 80s and the 90s, what you're looking at is like as the golden era. It's almost like a perfect product. So now you have what is like the best product that the NBA has ever produced, because people knew how to coach the game, people knew how to play the game because of like the history of the game, and you study the game. So now you bring in players from Europe and around the world. They don't know the history of the game. They haven't studied the game like they don't know the history of the game, number one, and they haven't studied the game like American players. Kobe always bragged about how he studied, you know, older players. Michael Jordan did the same thing, Larry Bird, all those guys. But these guys coming over here, they don't know the history and they haven't studied the game like American-born basketball players.
That's a broad statement. That's a broad statement.
I don't know about that, Mike.
Well, I mean, all right, and I'm gonna back it up with. You can just tell by like the product that we're getting on the court. Number one, we always say about like how we are not satisfied with the product on the court because of what we've seen, right? So if we saw and we lived through 80s basketball, 90s basketball, we saw how good that product was. And if we compare it to like what we're seeing now, we see the guys on the court doing something exactly opposite of what we saw. Even basic basketball, like I heard Isaiah Thomas say that guards today are not required to play to pressure the basketball, right? So when you like, what did Muggsy Bogues do? Even though Muggsy only 5'3", what did he do? He pressured the basketball. So now you fast forward, you got guys like Trae Young, Ja Morant. Their primary goal is to score. When it's more to basketball than just scoring. All those guys can score, but it's more to basketball to help your team win. If you pressuring the basketball, you disrupting somebody else's offense, right? Then that's part of the game, but you don't see that today. So the product is definitely different. If you study the game and you know that guards are, you know, not just scorers, then, you know, and you're not seeing that from the guys, like I said, from today's basketball players.
Well, when you look at that Boston Celtic team that won a championship a couple years ago, I thought they did at times. They pressured at times, and they were very disruptive at times. I also think OKC last year, at times they pressure, they disrupt. You know, the game calls for different things at different times. I think I still see some of that in the game. And I also think the thing that turns a lot of older guys off about the game is the physicality, not necessarily, you know, the fact that it's positionless, so to speak. I think it's more about the physicality, and it's not a lot of resistance. So with that being said, the way the game flows is going to look a lot different than it used to when we were younger coming up watching it, you know?
And that's true. That's true. And to piggyback on your point, Clayton, that's the thing that gets me. It's like it's not an effort on defense.
Right.
Effort on defense. Be it Mike, you know, be in the back court, crushing the ball, you know what I mean, ball handler coming up court, or even some type of resistance, you know what I mean, down in the paint, or you know what I'm saying, mid-range, where people don't really shoot the mid-range no more. But you know, it was always, man, get a hand up. You don't see that a lot anymore. Positionless basketball. I don't know if that's necessarily bad in the sense where, as though if you got a ball player that can do more than one thing, you don't really want to limit him to just you only do this and that's it. Yeah, I mean, you only do this.
You gotta take advantage of that. Yeah.
Right. That's right. You know what I mean? If he can help you more in one way, yeah, now he might be your primary big, but if he can do, but if he, you know what I mean, in Joker's case, your primary big, but shit, he the best passer. You know what I mean? So you take advantage of that. You cut off him, you backdoor off him, things like that. You know what I mean? So I was never somebody being on the court. You're a ball player. You know, when you're a point guard, that means I'm only supposed to run the offense. I can't do nothing else, or
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Things like that.
Another thing, Mike, too, I don't think it was a league-wide effort. I think you get a coach, right? And he gets this talent, and he gets talent in it. You see the evolution of the talent, all these things they can do. And now from his creative mind, he creates this idea of, I don't really have positions. I got players that's able to do certain things, so I work off that, and I create this idea of positionless basketball. I think an innovative mind comes up with that based on the talent, and then you see more coaches and stuff like that adapting to that kind of system, more players coming into league capable of that, and they see how effective it can be. So the league start resembling that. I don't think the league itself, it's just my belief that, yeah, let's go positionless basketball so more players can fit in, because I do believe you had foreign players in the golden era too that was able to fit into the league and play. So it's kind of, it's kind of tough. Yeah.
I do. When you say that, Clayton, I think about 80s ball, and I go back to that Milwaukee team when Don Nelson was the coach, and he had Paul Pressey playing that point forward position. You know what I'm saying? He used to run sets, you know what I'm saying, out of the 3 spot and things like that. So like you say, having somebody that has a vision, and like you say, if he's our best passer, he can get us into our sets, things like that.
Let's do it.
But going back to the growing the league, to making it like a global game, I think David Stern did understand that I have to change some of the rules to get these guys to come here and be comfortable and be able to excel. Because even though, people have been playing overseas for years and years and years, we didn't see them. You know what I'm saying? They weren't on display here in the States like that. So we didn't know. We used to hear about somebody like a Sabonis. You know what I mean? Used to hear about him, but I had never seen him until he came over and played with Portland. But I used to hear they say he was so nice and he was this, he was agile. But by the time he got over here, he was like in the twilight of his career by then. And I think David Stern wanted them guys on display in the NBA in their prime.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the dream team, though, when you inserted the NBA players into the league, into the Olympics, I think that kind of really expanded it and made it global. But I also used to hear this thing about the foreign leagues, that they were very physical as well. And they played a different brand of basketball, but it was very physical. So I don't know how true that is, but I used to hear that.
I heard that you. But we never got to see him. Yeah.
Right.
So watching like during the, what is it called? Like during when you have like those Olympic games and stuff like that, when you watch 2 foreign teams, say you might watch Germany and Russia, right?
Mm-hmm.
To me, those games are kind of look more closely to what we're used to seeing in the 80s and the 90s from the NBA. So it's more like what we're seeing now in the NBA is closer resembling international ball than it is basketball, like what we used to see in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it's more like an international game now. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So the foreign team, when you see 2 other teams, say that again, Mike. You see 2 other teams. They look physical.
If you watching international basketball, you might see Italy play Germany or Russia play somebody else from the UK, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or France or somebody like that. Their style of play resembles more what we're seeing in the NBA. It's closer to what we're seeing in the NBA today than it is what we saw back in the 80s and 90s, the basketball to go to era here. Yeah.
I agree with that.
And so that just and that's just another reason why I just think it was manipulated in order to make it more inclusive, to make the NBA more inclusive.
And David Stern, his vision, I guess you could say, was to make grow the game globally, and he wanted the world's best players in the NBA. He wanted the world's best players in the NBA, not American players. He wanted to work. So he knew.
Let me ask y'all this then. Do you think that the rest of the world has caught up with America in basketball then?
Yeah, the gap. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the top players in the NBA. Look at the top 5. All of them. They was just talking about this. The top 5 players in the NBA are all foreigners.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. They say the only ones that'll be up there is like Ant, still KD and Steph, Tatum, Jaylen Brown. You know, that's like homegrown. Like, you know what I mean? Ja Morant, if you want to put him in there.
Kate Cunningham.
Yeah. But the top 5, you know, Giannis, Joker, Shea Gilders, you know, all them foreign players. Foreign born, I should say. You know what I mean? From different countries. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think we're getting a better product from them? You know what I mean?
Those guys, yeah. The NBA as a whole, no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But those guys, oh yeah, they worth the price of admission. There ain't no question about that. Yeah, you know what I mean? I like that. They had to play the other day. Giannis was playing against Shea and had him out on the perimeter. Man, and I was like, damn, you know, Shea couldn't get around him. You know what I mean? Because you know, Giannis long, then he can move his feet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know if y'all saw that play or not, man. But I'm like, I said, man, that's tough, man. I've always been a Giannis fan, though. But yeah, man. So yeah, I like seeing Giannis and Shea and Joker. I like seeing them. Where I stopped short of, I was talking to my son, and what I stopped short of, he was saying, because all he's seeing is now. You know, you all go by what you see. And he said, man, Joker, he said Dwight Howard. He said Joker first. He said, man, can't nobody tell me Joker ain't better than Moses, right? I say, I can, right? I say, I can. He said, man, you can't tell me that Dwight Howard better than Moses. I say, yes, I say, ain't better than Moses. I say, yes, I can. I can tell you he ain't better. I can tell you he ain't better than Moses. You know what I'm saying? But
the Dwight Howard, I wouldn't put in that category. Yeah. Man, the Joker, it's hard. I don't know.
What you think, Blake? What you think?
I don't know. You know, Moses, my all-time greatest center ever. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
Who your all-time?
Moses is.
Okay.
Because to me, he taught a king. Like I always say, nobody played it better than the king, but Moses taught him. Right. So Moses kind of like that guy to me. Right. But I don't know, man. Watching the joke, I don't know. I don't know.
Does he deserve to be in that discussion?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Even with the rule changes and stuff, it's what he does, man.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm just asking. Right? You know,
I don't know, man.
What you think, Mike? What you think? Do he supposed to be in that discussion?
Is Moses in the discussion?
No. We talking about Joker.
Oh, the Joker. No, you know what? I don't think. I'm just partial to the old guys, right? And so I think it should be a cutoff. I think like once Tim Duncan and Kobe left the league, they was like the last of like that old school of playing basketball, right? And so after when did Kobe retire? Like in 14? Yeah, around that time. Like, so whenever Kobe retired and then Tim Duncan,
I think he got 20 in, so like 16.
You know, like to me, it's just a different era. I think that if the Joker played back when all those guys played, when you got power forwards and centers in the league, I don't think I just think it was a different league. It was different.
All right, spin it forward then, right? You don't think Joker would be as effective back then? Would the all-time great centers from then be just as effective now? The way the game is now, could you put Moses on the floor now, and he would be the Moses that he was? You know what I'm saying? Back when he was in his heyday, when he got the 3 MVPs and all that.
All right.
Do it both ways. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great question.
Yeah. Just do it both ways.
And this answer go both ways. That's where I get back to my point about the league being manipulated, right? People being set up for success. So probably not. If you look at it like that, like they say the same thing about Boogie Cousins, right? Isaiah make the same point about Boogie Cousins. Isaiah says that Boogie Cousins came along like in the 80s. He said Boogie Cousins like was tailor-made for the 80s, right? With his style. And same thing with the dude, what's the guy you like that was in Memphis, like Z-Bo, what's his name? Zach
Randolph.
Zach Randolph, right?
Yeah.
Those guys are throwbacks. But not, but like if you try to play Boogie Cousins today and Shaq today, then because of the way the game is, they're not gonna have that success.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? They not gonna have the same effect.
And it's almost like, well, not almost. The big man of yesteryear is like it no longer exists. They have been like, you know what I'm saying? They have been rendered obsolete in this in today's game. The big men that we grew up watching, you know what I'm saying? It's like they wouldn't be the big men. Now you got them bigs that can run for days and go up and down the court and still be effective and things like that. But you would have to slow the pace down a little bit. You know what I mean? You had to slow the pace down a little bit for them to be as effective. Go ahead, Clayton. Go ahead.
If I'm a coach, I know that none of these big men can match the physicality of a Moses and some of them old school guys. So if they played today and I'm a coach, I'm throwing the ball down in there to them. They're going to dominate. They're going to absolutely dominate. Yeah, I know the 3-point is real prevalent and stuff like that, but especially in postseason, I'm going through them because none of these kids can match that physicality.
But Clayton, I that's why I say like the league don't want that though. You like if you was drafted right and you had an opportunity to draft Shaq, that Shaq bad for business right now, man. Shaq, you can't have Shaq on the court with those guys.
But I don't think let me jump in real quick. The only thing I'm saying is you got a lot of teams. I'm gonna go back to Golden State because it seemed like they're the grandfather of this. You got teams like that if they played a prime Shaq, right, they might be licking their chops because they wouldn't care about trading threes for twos. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they would care about, Shaq on one end, turn the rim down, the ball out the net, they up court, they shooting a wide open three. And that's just one example I know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's an example,
but you don't get into that contest trading 3 for 2. What you do is you play through that, but that can open up the floor like crazy. But so you put some good 3-point shooters on the court with him. You build your roster is all I'm saying. And I don't know if the league, I don't think there's no players like that coming out. But I guarantee you, if you got a Shaq type player coming out of college, a team gonna draft that. That's, to me, I can't see why you wouldn't. And I don't think it's a league-wide thing. Don't get nobody that's big and physical. I don't think it's a league-wide thing like that.
Yeah. I'm draw this comparison. I'm asking y'all this question. Y'all see if y'all agree or not.
Okay.
The Jordan teams, you know what I'm saying, that won them titles. Say that the second 3, right? Mm-hmm. They would match up more favorably against that Golden State dynasty than them Lakers would with Kobe and Shaq. What you think?
I agree with that.
I don't know. I think both teams would beat the Golden State Warriors.
No. I think the Lakers would beat them. I'm just saying, like matchup wise and style of play, I think because Mike and them had them 3 perimeter defenders. Yeah, I think they would match up better. You know, because we all saw if Shaq, we all know Shaq ain't really keep himself in tip-top conditions all the time. But you know what I'm saying? They could run Shaq down. You know what I'm saying? And make him not as effective. That's all.
Well, let's look at who's on the perimeter with Kobe. Like who's the point guard? Anthony Fisher?
Derek Fisher.
Derek Fisher. Mm-hmm. Who else was out there?
You had
Robert Horry.
You had a Rick Fox out there. Huh? You had a Rick Fox out there.
Okay.
One of them championships. Glenn Rice was with him.
Right. Glenn Rice was on the Lakers?
Yeah, he was the one that beat I think AI Philly and them. I think yeah. What's the name? You had Who else was up? Brian Shaw. Remember Brian Shaw was with him?
Yeah, Brian Shaw, yeah.
Brian Shaw
Rick
was
Fox.
with him. Yeah. Rick Fox.
Yeah, he said Red Fox.
Rick Fox.
My thing is too, I mean, yeah, you know, they on the perimeter shooting threes, but they was gonna have to play some defense
Who?
on the other end. And to me, when you play D, that's gonna take something from your legs a little bit. So you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I don't know, man. I just think
I don't know. I'll say I don't know either.
I don't know about that.
I don't know
I
either.
think if you got a strong presence in that paint like Shaq, you got to be damn near perfect from the 3-pointer, like you said, because number one, you going up against Robert Horry. What's the other guy that was a long defender that they had for the Lakers back then? You know, they had length.
They had length
and athleticism, right?
Yeah.
So you talk about Shaq, and he in the paint, he's shooting that high percentage. The dunk, you know, yeah. So it would have been like I said.
And I'm gonna say this: Kobe takes Steph Curry out the game.
Not completely, but he does. He
will. He takes them out the game.
He definitely takes Clay out the game. Clay ain't gonna be the factor.
No.
Yeah.
He takes Steph out the game. Kobe
will.
What?
You know I wouldn't do that because, first of all, I want Mamba to score. I don't want him chasing Curry.
He gonna score. That's his mentality, man. Look, Kobe gave it to you on both ends, man.
I don't want him chasing Steph though. I let Derek Fisher chase him. You know,
Kobe want to chase him.
Right.
And the thing about that, Kobe a two-way basketball player too, right?
Yes.
But then on the top of that, if you do manage to create a switch for Steph, he's still Robert Horry out there. You still got Rick Fox out there, you know. So
and they long, they 6'7". Robert Horry,
they longer than they just as long, if not longer than Kobe. So
I would let Derek Fisher run around with Clay, and I let Kobe take Steph out the game.
From jump ball, you would do that from the jump.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know if I do it the whole game though, but
I mean, you're gonna have your spots. You gotta spell them. But listen, Kobe, he's built for that, man.
Yeah,
I wouldn't see. I would factor in. I'm gonna tell you a good example. Remember when Indiana used to play Chicago? Remember Indiana used to play Chicago, and they would put Ron Harper on Reggie, right? Until late. Then you make the switch. That's what I'm talking about. So you know what I mean? You put Ron Harper on Reggie, and you chase him for 40 minutes. The last 5 minutes of the game, here come Mike. You understand? The last 5 minutes of the game, here comes Scotty. That would be like sort of my strategy with that. You know what I mean? Let Derek Fisher chase him or whatever. Then it's money time. All right, Mamba, here, you know what I mean? There you go. You know what I mean? There you go. He ready for you now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that's all I'm saying.
But and that's if Steph is being if he effective. You know what I mean? Like then, all right, then you can let Kobe get on him and take that challenge, right?
But can you hit him though? See, and that's another thing. See the rules, right? Can you hit him? You know, back then
they don't really need to though.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Kobe can stay in front of you. Kobe can move his feet. Kobe was just as quick, just as fast.
I'm just talking about chasing them off the screens. I ain't talking about like one-on-one out top.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that.
Look what Kobe did to Allen Iverson.
Yeah, but see, that's another thing though. See, AI, he out top with the ball. That's in Kobe wheelhouse.
No, Snow brought the ball up.
Huh?
Snow brought the ball up.
No. I'm talking about when AI ready to do damage, he got it right in front of you. You're not doing pin downs, coming around screens, things like that. If you know Steph don't never stop moving. You know what I'm saying? Steph never stopped moving. I mean, I just wouldn't want to put that on Kobe. And you gotta give me 32. You know what I mean? You gotta give me 30 on top of that, and you gotta chase this little bad dude around the whole game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Kobe ain't have to give you 30 with Shaq. Him and Shaq was 20-20, 28, 20, you know what I'm saying? So, and then you had all those other players. I don't know, man. that Golden State Warrior team would match up with the Bulls, would match up with the Lakers. Both them teams take that team out.
Now,
Yeah,
when I say Golden State, I always talk about the team with Kevin Durant. I always talk.
Now that's okay. Now that team.
Yeah, that's the one.
Now, see, I wasn't thinking about Durant. That's a whole nother thing.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
That's a whole nother thing.
But again, they just would have got physical with Durant, like the Celtics got physical with him. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just think
he just passed Wilt too. He just passed Wilt on the all-time scoring list.
who did?
Kevin Durant. He just passed Wilt. Yeah.
Yeah.
See that's a matchup problem. KD. Now I do think the Bulls will match up better in that scenario.
I still think both of those. I think the Lakers and the Celtics would have got both of it. Would have got them.
Yeah, but
Kevin Durant. When I seen Jason Tatum, you know, Jason Tatum got with Kevin Durant. You know what I mean? You know, and the Lakers had, like I said, the Lakers had better defenders. So did the Bulls had better defenders. I think both of those teams still would have got with them.
Jaylen Brown getting with Kevin Durant to me is the equivalent. I think Kobe would have had to been the guy to get with KD. But now you got Steph running around like crazy, killing.
Yeah, but
so to me, Kobe was the best defender on that team.
By far. The thing is, though, with that Kevin Durant dude, man, it's almost like you can't stop him. It's almost like you just gotta hope he off. You can't really stop him from getting his shot off and things like that. Like Mike said, you gotta beat him up. But you know, to what extent? Now I don't think they beat them Lakers or them Chicago Bulls teams, but it ain't when you go back to that Kevin Durant, when he was a two-time Finals MVP with Golden State, I think that was peak Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
And he giving a lot of people problems on that defensive end, man. He giving a lot of people problems.
I tell you what, Scottie Pippen would have put him in handcuffs.
Scottie would have played him. Ain't no question about that.
He'd have put him in handcuffs.
Scottie would have been up for it. Scottie is size. Scottie long. Scottie athletic. Stopping him consistently is something different. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's something different. You know what I mean? But man, that's the crazy thing about it, man. Stuff like that, I love that scene, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that scene, man. You know, different eras and things like that. But going all the way back to the question at hand, though, Mike, I really think this was a concerted effort by the NBA and David Stern in particular for growing the game, making it a global game or more of a global game. He said, man, we gotta legislate that quote unquote bad boy / thuggery / you know what I mean, jail ball. We got to get that out of there because I don't know, you know, we might have liked it, but it was a lot of people that was crying about it, especially after that Malice in the Palace. There's a lot of people like, man, the NBA really took a hit. They really took a hit, man, and it left a white cloud over the league because of
Yeah.
And it can't look like that if you want to be corporate friendly. It cannot look like that.
That's right. So yeah, now you're right. Now you got sponsors. They might be pulling their sponsorship, and we don't want to be part of this. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, Clay. Right. You know, the off-court stuff. Off-court stuff is affected. Yeah. You're right.
Yeah. So last thing on basketball, Tom, you brought up Memphis, right? Might be moving on from Ja Morant.
Yeah, man. I don't know if y'all heard. They say they are open, you know what I'm saying, to moving him. Now, y'all know Trae Young just got traded.
Where did they send him?
To the
Down
Wizards.
DC. They sent him down to DC. Yeah, right. And they say there's some backstory to that because the GM in DC or the player personnel director drafted him to Atlanta. They drafted him to Atlanta. So, you know, he's down there in DC now.
So now that guy's in with the Wizards?
Right. He's in their office now. Yeah. And now, conversely, New Orleans has come out and said Zion is they not trade him. They not listening to office.
What?
Yeah, they came out recently and said that maybe like the last 2-3 days. And said
Wow.
they're not moving them. I think, man, the reason that they're not moving them because they asked for a king's ransom for them, man. They was asking for something ridiculous, man. And nothing that Zion did up to this point. I'm just saying, just as far as his health, would warrant him getting that type of return on the trade. I don't know if y'all heard. They say they done sent LaMelo down in Charlotte. They done sent him to the bench the last game or two. He's off the bench now, so that might be because some talks are in place to move him, and they don't want to retain things like that. So they say the trade deadline is the 15th, either the 15th or the 16th.
Yeah,
So,
and see, that's why I just say like the way these NBA guards are playing right now is not like conducive for winning. They only play on one side of the court. They don't play no defense, and they are shoot first guards. So you can't really win like that. You got to play basketball.
There's no way that dude LaMelo, being 6'7", 6'8", athletic, is not better defensively, man. There's no excuse for that, man. It's plus minus be crazy, man. It's plus minus. Why, Clayton, you laughing, man? There's no way, man. Plus minus, man, is that bad, man. When he out there on the court, man, he just don't play D, man. He just don't play D, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I thought he would be more like Tyrese Halliburton. You know what I mean? Like in his approach to the game.
Well, I think as far as the point guard part of it, yeah. He's way more athletic than Tyrese Halliburton. He can do, offensively, I think he can do more. But he ain't got no interest. And like you say, you look at his numbers, he might be averaging 25 and 7 assists or something like that, right? But like you say, it don't equal winning games.
No,
it's not winning basketball,
Yeah.
And, if you watch him, he plays like, he over the dome or something. That's how he played. Like, like these games really don't matter. You know what I mean? I'm just out here, doing whatever. But I got somewhere to be, I got somewhere to be at 7 o'clock.
Well, in his defense, his rookie year, Charlotte had decent players around him, and I thought he was very much a team player. He was assisting the basketball. They made it to the playoffs and then got bumped. So maybe it's a point of they don't really have much there, period, anyway. And maybe he's just out there hooping,
He still does that though, Clay. He still get his assists and stuff like that, but
yeah.
Maybe it's the team.
As far as defense go, I mean, he ain't never had to play it. So that ain't in his makeup. That ain't in his makeup.
Right. You're right.
He just trying to put on the show. Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie, I love watching him play because he put on the show. Now, as far as the D and all that, you right. I can't, that's what it is. Yeah.
Did he go overseas for a year, or he came straight in from high school?
No, he went overseas.
Okay.
He didn't even finish high school.
Really? I didn't know that. His
father took him off the team. Something happened.
Okay.
And he wound up sending him overseas to play pro basketball.
I see. Okay. He might have been over there a year or two, something like that, maybe.
He's over there a couple of years, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I like the kid, man. I like him, but right. He don't play no D.
He's entertaining. He's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? He's scratching your head like, what was that? You know what I'm saying? But he's entertaining.
All right, let's go to football, man.
Crazy.
That first game yesterday, the Rams and the Panthers, man. What did y'all think about that game? That turned out to be a pretty good game, in my opinion.
Carolina showed me something, man. I mean, Carolina really showed me something. I thought the Rams was gonna go down there and really like manhandle them, man. But Carolina showed, they showed some fight. I mean, what's the quarterback down there? Bryce Young.
Bryce Young.
Yeah, man. Hey, he looked all right. Hey, listen, man, that guy catch that ball on 4th down. That drive continues.
Yeah, he dropped it. Yeah.
Drive continue, man.
He had his hand position wrong. He should have called it like that.
Yeah, right. He still should have called. Yeah,
He still should have caught it, hit his hands. You're right.
even if you got to go to ground, even if you got to go to ground to secure
You
it.
go down to that ground and secure that ball.
Yeah, even if you got to
That
go
is
to
true.
ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they showed me something, man. I ain't see the whole entire game. You know what I'm saying? But what I saw of it, yeah, man, they showed.
I don't think the Rams come out the NFC. I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't.
Because they
I
got
know
road clicking, because they got to be on the road like the whole time.
not just that, man. You got to face Seattle defense, man. Carolina defense ain't nothing like that, right? And the Rams don't have much of a defensive. Don't get me wrong. You know, I like Bryce Young coming into the league. That was my little guy, and it took him some time. But for them to be putting up them kind of points on LA, I don't know, man. I don't think the Rams make it out.
The only thing is, if they do run into Seattle, it's a division opponent. They not gonna be like they used to seeing them twice a year anyway. So you know what I mean.
Didn't Seattle beat them twice this year?
I don't know. They may have. I don't
Seattle
know.
got the best record in the NFC.
Right. I know that. I know they got the 1 seed. Yeah, I know they got the 1 seed. Yeah, but
They only had 3 losses, right?
they ended up 14-3.
Think so.
Okay. Yeah.
I think they only got 3 losses. Yeah. So
But
that's interesting.
yeah, right. You know what I mean, but you know, sometimes with them division opponents, man, you can throw them records out.
Yeah, you right.
I think Seattle. I think definitely on paper, Seattle got to be the. You know what I'm saying, the best team. What you think about Philly? You think Philly? I mean, you think they can make some noise over there in the NFC?
Yeah, they got their pieces back on defense. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
they got their pieces back.
And
yeah,
and they got that. You know what I mean? They experience and everything, man. That chemistry look like it's starting to gel, man. I think
right time at the right
time.
time.
They found something in the run game finally, because Saquon was they was shutting that run game down all year. Now they finally found that run game again.
I think they offensive lineman had some injuries too. Their offensive line had some injuries too. Yeah.
Philly got
look like Hurts is throwing the ball better too, though. Like between Hurts and the guy and the what's the receiver, AJ Brown, they look like they clicking more so right now.
Yeah, they're getting a little better chemistry going around. Yeah. There's some good games, man. Because that Jacksonville Buffalo game, man, I think that's gonna be
the game I want to watch.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be.
I want to watch that. Yep.
Yeah, man.
People was riding. They was riding me behind Trevor Lawrence, riding me. This kid coming into his own. He had a bad year, but his rookie year was up. But that second year, he showed me something. Then he had down year, but now, he chilling, man. He the hottest quarterback going into the tournament.
They was writing Trevor Lawrence off though, for real.
Yeah.
They were. I mean, they were. But like I say, man, I go back to coaching, man. Sometimes, man,
a newborn.
How big of a difference it makes, man. Especially at the professional level, man. That coaching makes a difference. Too many times, man, they want players coming in already ready, 100% finished. Well, what I need a coach for then? You know what I mean? What is your job? You know what I mean? If I'm coming in and I don't have to work on anything, I'm a completed project. Well, what are you there for?
Another thing, too, the most important coaching that happens in every game is the offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. That's where the games are won and lost. Of course, on the offensive line, D-line, but it's with those 2 coordinators. That's the magic.
Yeah.
That's the magic.
Do y'all think the Jags will be able to beat the Bills today then?
I think they can beat them. I think
they can beat them. It's wide open. Yeah, they can.
And I'm going to tell you one thing. Well, I wonder if Josh Allen is going to get killed if he don't reach the Super Bowl. Now, I ain't saying win it, but you got a playoff field that don't have Lamar Jackson, that don't have a Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes been his kryptonite. You know what I'm saying? You don't have him, and you don't have Lamar in the playoffs, right? He's a reigning MVP. You know, they give Josh Allen a lot of grace, man, when it comes to a lot of stuff. They give him a lot of grace. That game, I think it was the last game of the season, he missed on that 2-point conversion. Oh, man, you know, and he show up at the podium, I just got it. If that was anybody else, if that was a Jalen Hurts, they'd be ready to run him out of town. You know what I'm saying? They give the media give him a lot of grace, and I know the media in Buffalo ain't the same as the media in Philly. I'm not even comparing the two.
Or you can even look at the national media.
Right, that's right. Clay.
But here's why he gets so much grace. It's because when you look at them games, he balls out.
Right.
He balls out.
Right.
You know, so it depends.
Right.
If they don't get there, but he's out there balling out,
Right.
but your defense give up 40 points,
You right. You right.
He's not gonna get drafted.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, and when you look at him, I don't think he collapsed, or I think he played better in the playoffs than Lamar did. So I don't think he should get,
Yeah.
drugged to the
Bro.
extent.
A couple years ago, he comes down, he gives his team the lead in the AFC Championship game against Patrick Mahomes with 13 seconds left, if I'm not mistaken.
You're absolutely right.
And then Mahomes drive the field and then when he kick a field goal or something and beat him or something. It's like you can't, that's why he don't get dragged. What else can he do? You know what I mean? Like, so
He should have blocked that field goal.
yeah. And to be honest with you, this ticket, you funny.
Right.
Been out there on special teams to block it, y'all.
Yeah.
But this team ain't that good. This Buffalo team is not that good. I know the media loves to spin this whole quarterback thing. They the reason he beat such a, all that's nonsense.
Right,
This is not a complete Buffalo team.
right.
Their defense is suspect, but I do like James Cook. Yeah,
For sure. Oh, for sure.
yeah.
But let me ask
Like
you, if they lose, you know what I mean, the division round, you know what I'm saying, wild card round, don't reach the AFC Championship game, whatever. Is that dude McDermott, is he on the hot seat?
I mean, they saying he is. I don't know.
Right. They saying
I don't know. They saying he is. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you can coach any different though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah. But look,
Yeah.
I'm upset that the 49ers and the Eagles are playing this this early, man, that wild card round.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's a good match. I think Philly.
It's a great matchup. Yeah.
But that's a
It
good
is,
match.
but I don't want to see it the first round though.
You don't want to see one of them lose already. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, that is a good matchup.
I like both of these quarterbacks, man. I don't, this one of these dudes is going home in the first round.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna say this year, there is absolutely not one single Super Bowl favorite. These guys gonna play it out, and the best team gonna win it.
I done heard, listen to different, talk shows and things like that. I done heard at least 3 different teams that they said, should at least reach the Super Bowl, represent their respective conference and the Super Bowl. So yeah, you're right. It ain't but I like it like that though. I like it.
Too.
Yeah, I like it like that. No clear-cut favorite. And the Steelers, that's my team. They're gonna have their hands full, man, with that Texans defense, man.
I think they get Houston today.
Hey, listen, they played them all. But you know what?
Monday night. Yeah.
You know what, Clayton? I don't want to jinx my squad, right? But I was saying because Aaron Rodgers, I think they didn't gave Aaron Rodgers a little bit more leeway with the play. I think they didn't gave him a little bit more leeway with the play call. I think he started his own number a little bit more, and it's working out.
You can see it.
Yeah.
From the neck up, man. You can see it. He out there, man.
Yep.
The last 4 games I done watched them.
Yep.
He putting players in position. He's seeing what he doing that. I mean, Arthur Blanker called a play. But Aaron is out there doing it. You can hate him all you want, dislike him. Right. But this kid, Aaron, he's seeing everything. Yeah. He's catching you, he's taking what the defense giving you.
Didn't he wave off the coordinator the last game? He was like, I got this. The last game he waved off.
Something. They say he lost communication.
No, he lost it. Yeah.
But you know what, Clayton? You can always say that. You know what I'm saying? You can always say, "Oh man, I can't hear you," and then you win, but you still gonna run what you want to run.
No, they was trying to send another play and a player in, and he waved it off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he waved it off.
Yeah. He know what he see, know what he want. And everybody tried to criticize him when he said, you know, I expect the receivers this week. I expect us to study film. Everybody get in there looking, and them guys bought it. See, when you got a coach like Tomlin, Tomlin understands. He ain't trying to, he wants his quarterback. He wants leadership. He wants them guys to hold other guys accountable. You know, and I like that about Coach Tom. Man, more and more, man, over the years, like when I was diehard Raven fan, you know, Mike Tomlin was the nemesis. You know, you didn't want to like him. But as each year, man, he just grow on you, man.
Now, let's speak about his former nemesis on the other side. Speaking of Baltimore,
yeah,
you know they say he's supposed to have talks with Miami, right? This Harbaugh I'm talking about. This Harbaugh.
Yeah.
Supposed to be in talks with Miami. Now this is his demands, right? Now I say, well, you know, a lot of people say, well, how can he demand it? Well, you can ask for whatever you want.
Yeah.
They say he want 20. They say he want 20 million a year.
A year.
A year. He want not a $20 million deal. He want 20
a year. I heard that.
He want 10 for his staff.
Yeah.
He want a budget of 10 million to pay his you know, coordinators and things like that.
Yeah.
This is the thing that might give a team pause. He wants to pick the GM.
The GM.
Yeah. He wants to pick the GM. Now, if you allow him to do that, right? And then you get hired as he picks me as the GM. You know what I'm saying? I if he has that much power to pick me, I would think he has that much power to say, I don't want Tonka no more. You know what I'm saying? So if he can send for you, he can send you away. So that's the thing, you know, like how would that work? That would be my only question in that.
Yeah.
I don't believe. Huh?
Like, all right, so it's coming out now that like Lamar wanted to practice like at certain times and all this stuff, and he didn't have like a relationship. He went weeks without talking to like one of their coaches. It was the offensive coordinator, right?
Yeah, the offensive coordinator, yeah.
So if Harbaugh, like, so whose fault is it? Is that Harbaugh's fault, or is that, you know, or is that ownership fault that they didn't have those guys? They didn't have like it was almost like they let Lamar run the team.
I was about to say that, Mike. I wouldn't blame Harbaugh for that. You know what I'm saying? But if he's allowing that to happen, yeah, you gotta give him some blame. But if he going to Lamar, like, look, man, you gotta communicate with the offensive coordinator. We can't, you know what I mean, run things. We can't move forward without it. You know what I mean? Even if he had to sit down with both of them, like, look, man, y'all gotta hash this out. You know what I'm saying? And Lamar still blew it off, like, man, I ain't talking to him, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That's on Lamar. But you know, Mike, the star player always gonna get the nod over the coach. You know what I'm saying? The star player always gonna get the nod over the coach.
This is the only thing I have to say about the Ravens situation, right? When Lamar came, Marty Morningway was the coordinator, right? Joe Flacco was the quarterback. So as the season goes, they make the switch. Joe get hurt. Lamar comes in. They didn't do much in the pass game, but they just let Lamar use his athleticism, and they ran their way to the playoffs. Saved Harbaugh's job, right?
That's right.
The very next, and then the first round they get bumped. The very next year, they promote Greg Roman because he was on the staff. But remember, Greg Roman was in San Francisco with Kaepernick.
Right.
Very RPO type style, running quarterback. So he was the perfect promotion. And that first year with Roman, Lamar goes berserk. You know, 36 touchdowns, very few. MVP 2019. Right?
MVP is third year?
Yes.
Damn.
Third year he won MVP.
Damn. Okay.
Right? But a lot of that was based off of the read option and all that stuff. Stuff be wide open off that run stuff.
Right.
So Lamar was very effective in the red zone, all that. Looked like the most incredible quarterback ever. Next year, they do pretty good. They make it to the playoffs, but they get knocked out again. First round against the next year they went that year they went 14-2 or something.
Lost to Tennessee.
Yeah, lost to Tennessee in the first game. So 2 first round exits, right? So then the next year they get in there. Their record wasn't as great. This was 2020, I think. I can't remember the year, but anyway, they win one game against Tennessee and they get bumped against Buffalo. He throw the pick, right? So then the next year, the cries start coming out. Greg Roman is the problem. Greg Roman is the problem, right? Fast forward, they get rid of Greg Roman. They bring in Todd Monken, right? Todd Monken first year with Lamar, it was okay. He got MVP, but his numbers was pedestrian. They was the best team in the league because they had the #1 seed, best defense. They beat Houston first round, lose to KC. Last year.
Now, was that, let me stop you real fast. Was that KC? Was that an AFC championship game?
Yeah, because they was the #1 seed.
But
so they had a bye the first round.
But when they lost, was that the AFC championship game though?
Yeah, it was. Yes,
okay.
Because they had a bye the first round, and the divisional round brought Houston to Baltimore, and they beat Houston, and then they lost to KC. So then now, last year, Lamar has an unprecedented season. To me, mainly because Derrick Henry had an unprecedented season. That opens everything up. So now he's got all these touchdown passes, very little interceptions, but they didn't throw a lot. He's very efficient, great year. Fast forward this year, it's Todd Monken's fault again. It's always coaching. But these guys done got this kid 2 MVPs. Because to me, last year really was his MVP season, not the year before. But they got him 2 MVPs. You know what I'm saying? So
I definitely agree with that. The year he didn't win it was way better than the year he won it. Yeah. So
right.
Look, though, Clayton, why does it seem like, Mike, you chime in too on this, right? Why does it seem like the Ravens always seem to have an identity, run the ball and things like that, but when they get in the playoffs, it changes? Why does it always seem that way? It's like that game you talk about, Clayton, the AFC Championship games against Kansas City, but they only attempted 9 rushes when you was the #1 rushing team all year. And get to that game and say we're not gonna run it. Now, do you think that's them catering to Lamar too much? You understand? Do you think it's them like, man, you all right, Lamar, you know what I mean? You our showpiece, we're gonna let you go out here, we're gonna showcase you, let you go out here and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, you not even say a lot, but some people were saying it. Like, you know, you winning one particular way, but then when you get to the playoffs in position to get, you know what I mean, advance or get you to the Super Bowl, whatever, it's like you change. It's like you overthinking things, or you catering to Lamar to make sure he get his numbers and, you know, and all that, get his shine, whatever, you know.
Me personally, I don't think it's that. What I think it is so when you get into the playoffs, team buck up and they really want to take away what you do best. So I think in that Kansas City game, when they first try to do a run play on first down and you don't have great success, now you put your offense in a conundrum to some degree. You understand what I'm saying? So now I think the coordinator was coming up out of that because of what the defense was presenting.
I don't disagree with that, right? That way of thinking. But I also believe 9 rushes for the entire game is not a big enough sample size to say Kansas City was able to take that away from them.
Well, they had the running back might only had 9 rushes, but they ran the ball more than 9 times. They ran it in the teens.
He only had 6 rushes, I think.
But I know, but they did run it in the teens. The 9 rushes was singular to the back, I think.
Okay.
But here's the deal with that, right? You don't, because you play in Kansas City, right? And now don't get me wrong, the Baltimore defense was shutting them down. But when you get behind the sticks, you understand that becomes a problem for Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? So first down now, you trying to throw little quick screens or something so you don't get behind the sticks because that team is bucking up on first down, stopping you. You know what I mean? For a lot, I think a lot of it was what the defense was presenting. And it looked like they abandoned it. But I don't think they abandoned it. I think.
But isn't that isn't that the responsibility of the offensive coordinator to come up with, make end game adjustments? So whatever that defense is doing, you got to counter that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So for you to say, well, okay, like you say, let's just say they ran the ball 15 times, 16 times, something. I just don't think over the course of that game. And Baltimore defense was playing well that game. I don't know if you
They
remember.
were.
The defense was playing well that game.
They were.
I don't think the defense was keeping you in it, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, even if you are behind the sticks, such as you say, you wasn't behind the score. You wasn't behind far enough where you could just totally abandon the run, where you had to abandon it. You feel what I'm saying? But
what if you got offensive linemen that's getting beat at the point of attack?
Yeah.
I don't care what kind of run play you come up with. If I'm getting beat at the point of attack, and trust me, that shows up. Them little things they looking at and stuff like that, they can see this stuff real time too. So I just think, it's a lot more to it than just we abandon the run.
But you got a horse like that. I'm talking about Derrick Henry. You got a horse like that in your backfield. I gotta give him touches, man. You talking about, man, he's gonna finish as going down as maybe an all-time great or whatever.
Yeah,
you gotta give him his touches, man. I never seen a team like, just say Dallas, and I know it's the offensive line. It might have been one of the best offensive lines ever that we've seen.
Yeah.
You never seen Jimmy Johnson go away from Emmett. You know what I'm saying? That's your horse. That's your workhorse. That's who brought us here to give you the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Because he didn't have to. That offensive line was the best in business, right? Best in the business. The knock on Derrick Henry is you get to him before he get his legs moving.
Right.
If that's what's constantly happening, you got to move away from that, or else you really going to get blown out. You know what I mean? Like, if you seen that game against Green Bay, they had wide open holes. Derrick Henry could get his legs moving. You could give him the ball 40 times in that game because Green Bay wasn't taking you out of it at all.
Do you think if I'm asking both of y'all this, right?
I'm sorry, Mike.
No, that's cool. No, Mike, I'm sorry. You got something to add, Mike? I'm sorry.
No.
If you got Derrick Henry, right? Give him the ball 8 times. And he got 8 rushes for 0 yards or 8 rushes for -3 yards. Do you stop?
It depends.
No. The answer is no.
It depends. For me, it depends.
It's not
For me, it depends.
It's not a big enough sample size. It's not a big enough sample size to say, all right, I ain't giving it to you no more. Not Derrick Henry.
The reason I say it depends because it's not about Derrick Henry. It's about my offensive lineman. It's about my blocking. It's about all those things. If you look at the Steeler game, right? First half, he was gigging, right? Second half, the Steelers was beating him to the spot. They was beating him where he was going. Haywood was beating the offensive lineman.
You know how many rushes he had in the second half?
Huh?
I said, you know how many rushes he had in the second half?
I know how many yards he got in the second half.
You know how many
It was
rushes?
only about 20-something.
He only got 6.
Yeah, because Pittsburgh took him out of that.
6 rushes.
Yes. Because Haywood and them started dominating the offensive line. Yes.
That's not enough, Clayton. That's all I'm saying. That's not enough. 6 rushes is not enough.
Okay. I tell you what. If they didn't come out of that running, the game wouldn't even have been like, it wouldn't have finished like it finished.
I think when you allow the defense to dictate what you do on the offense and make you more predictable, I think I would have ran more and just at least to keep the defense honest. You know what I mean? Like even if you consider that like a throwaway play almost, right? You know they're going to they on top of it, but then that's when you catch them cheating and you go downfield. You know what I mean?
Like action or something like that. Yeah, because when you stop running the ball, you can't do play action, things like that. Them linebackers are up, them safeties are cheating. You feel what I'm saying? And you can do play action, boom, you can catch them off guard. But
I'm gonna ask both of you guys this question. How do you stop Haywood from dominating your offensive line.
It's not
that he's dictating things. He's dominating your offensive line. He's a game wrecker.
What you're doing though is you're playing chess. Like if you up in that booth and you got the coordinators playing chess with each other. All right, so Haywood, he just a pawn on the field. You know, if he coming up the field, then sometimes if he coming up the field, then you design a play where, all right, boom, I'm gonna let him come up the field, then I'm gonna throw to the area where he just vacated.
Yeah, but that's not what he was doing. He wasn't coming up the field.
No, I'm just using that as an example. I'm just saying if that's how he's dominated by just boom, just coming straight up the field, then or if he on top of Derrick Henry, then all right, let him stay on top of Derrick Henry. We're gonna counter that with this.
No, he was standing his offensive lineman up, reading the play, then getting rid of the motherfucker. And then the other guy swarming with him, and he was absolutely dominating that game on the line of scrimmage, man.
You run away from him then. You run away from him. I said you run away from him then.
Okay.
Yeah, he can't drag Henry down. He can't chase him down. You run away from him.
Hey, listen, I saw the Ravens go away from him in the second half, go toward the Pittsburgh Steelers saw something. They came out in the second half, and they were determined not to let Derrick Henry gash them like he did in the first half. And to me, it was smart that the Ravens came out of that because then Lamar started using his athleticism, breaking down the play, and they got them back into that game.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So if you the Steelers, do you want it to? You make Lamar, you be like, all right, now we got Derrick Henry out the game. Now they're gonna go to Lamar. That's working in the Steelers' behalf, though, right? Because number one, as a Steeler, you know that Lamar can't throw outside the numbers. You know that he like to throw over in the middle, and you know that as soon as things get tight, Lamar is going to try to run the ball. So now everything Lamar brings to the table now is predictable, and because the other guy is off the table.
And he not as mobile, with these little nagging injuries and stuff. He's not running as much. And he's a more stationary target. You know what I'm saying? He's not moving like he used to move. And I think going forward, I don't think we're going to see Lamar that we saw his first 3 years. I don't think we're going to see that. And I'm just thinking, just because of the nagging injuries, you know what I mean, the hits he takes, things like that over the course of his career, man, I just think it plays a part. You know what I'm saying? And if you got an engine, you got a Corvette, and you running at top speed, you know what I'm saying, every day for a year, you know what I'm saying? The next couple of years, you ain't gonna be able to run it like that no more.
I don't see Lamar. I see a decline in Lamar. He had 7 years to learn how to throw from the pocket, and you develop. He mainly was. It was all about his physical abilities. So as his physical abilities decline. Like now he gonna know how to throw outside the numbers. I don't see it.
Right. His mechanics is what makes his throws like they are, because he's such a twitchy person. He's more runner than thrower. Like, so a lot of times your legs and stuff have to be real quiet.
Ain't he more of like a sidearm delivery? Don't he have more like a sidearm delivery?
Sometimes, yeah. But in that game though, I thought they ran that one pass. I thought it was a beautiful play call. He faked the pitch to Derrick Henry. The whole team collapsed on it. Then you had Zay wide open, the broken cover, broke. So, and then with the blitz, when he broke through, that opens up everything, broken coverage. So I just think if they'd have kept trying to run Derrick Henry, they would have kept going 3 and out.
Now, see,
I'm
gonna piggyback on this because Mangini was saying this about Lamar. But I think it's true. He said most of Lamar big passing plays come from like broken coverage.
Yes, off script.
Outside of off script. That's the word. Off script. Right. It's never like on time.
Yes.
Where he take a 5-step drop, boom, and he delivering the ball on time. Right now, like I said, I ain't like him saying it, right? But I ain't I think it's true though. You know,
it's the truth. Listen, man, Genie gives him a lot of credit too. He loves the guy. Everybody knows Lamar is a generational talent in terms of football. But the truth is the truth in terms of his mechanics as a quarterback and his throws. He can throw the ball. He got a great arm, but it's inconsistent because of his mechanics, because he's so shifty. So, that's just the truth of the matter. And that's why I believe that if you look at over the years, they keep saying the Ravens don't get them no number one receivers. Every top free agent that become available, they don't even come to Baltimore. They might get, like, they got D-Hop in the end. They got what's his name? Odell, because he was out the league at the end. They don't come here because it's hard for a receiver to get their numbers, because Lamar doesn't play on time, on script.
That's right.
He has to do all that stuff, play breakdown. Then, don't get me wrong, he's great at those slant patterns, and he's pretty good throwing across the middle of the field. But
no, you're right. You're
that's
right.
what it is. Yeah.
I can't argue with that. No, you're 100% correct with that. You're 100% correct with that. And then, like you say, D-Hop at the end, Odell, that's good examples of, you ask yourself, what day they came here in they prime? You feel what I'm saying? You like,
Right.
what day came here in they prime?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so.
You ask a Raven fan, they'll say it's because of money, but I just don't believe that. I don't believe that. I remember one off season, that was the narrative. They asked John Harbaugh about it. He said, well, if I'm a receiver, I'd rather come here because of the run game, you get one-on-one on the outside.
Right.
Well, why
And
do
they do.
receivers don't want to come though?
Because of that, like, you get one-on-one on the outside, but the way Lamar plays the position, it's not favorable for those guys. Like, he don't throw back, so he don't throw 50-50 ball, he don't throw outside. These guys get one-on-one all day long, and the Ravens can't take advantage of it.
And if you receive a one-on-one, you open.
You open.
Right. If you receive,
If I'm even, I'm leaving.
you open. Yeah, you open one-on-one.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a lot of conversation around it, but anyway.
So look, I've even heard that the dude that got fired down Miami, McDaniel.
Yeah.
They say if they hire, just the Ravens I'm talking about. They say if they hire, my man, he used
Brian Flores.
Right, Brian Flores, that's him. They say if they hire him as the head coach in Baltimore, he should bring on McDaniel as his offensive coordinator. Yeah, you heard that, Clayton? Yeah, he said he should bring him in as his offensive coordinator. What you think about that?
I think Lamar and Brian Flores will clash because he no nonsense.
Yeah,
he no nonsense. Now you seem like that would be a good pairing, them two together. They say this guy is a great offensive mind. All that's great, but this is my thing. Even as weak as Tua's arm was, Tua still could throw the ball in all the positions. To me, Lamar handicaps a great offensive mind because of his own limitations. It's like you only can do but so much. So I'm not so sure that this job is it's probably attractive to a lot of coaches, but I'm not sure if it's what everybody think it is.
I never looked at it that way. Like, if you are an offensive coordinator and supposed to be, a master of your craft, right? Would you see Lamar and be like, yeah, I can get him over the hump?
That's the whole thing.
Right.
Yeah. I think at this point in time, I don't think that, I don't think you can coach Lamar. So I agree that this job in Baltimore, right now is not really,
But
you think I would think that's the best job out there now? What about you?
I think Green Bay getting ready to be.
They're gonna file the floor, man. You think?
I think so.
He like they Baltimore, Green Bay, but look,
it ain't open right now. But I think so. I think LaFleur on his way out. I do.
He could be.
I think that's gonna be the best job.
I mean, because he lost with Aaron Rodgers and he lost with
Jordan Love.
Yeah,
and Jordan Love played a great game yesterday.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. The Ravens, and to be honest with you, I think the Ravens roster is aging. You know, everybody said we got the best roster. Now Derrick Henry going into another year. This will be his 11th season as a running back. Lamar going into what, his 8th or 9th year? 9th year.
It seemed like he's been around longer than that. Okay.
Who, Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
Yo, he's going into his 11th season.
I never would have guessed that. I never would have guessed. Yeah.
So, and then you got Roquan Smith. When they brought him over, he was in his prime. Now he aging.
Man, that dude they get that money to, man. Me and my son was talking about him. What's the receiver? Bateman.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous, man. This production. When I saw his production, I'm thinking they talking about it was like a snapshot, like the last 3 games or the last 4 or 5 games. I didn't know that was the season, man. 200 yards in a season.
I believe Bateman checked out. I believe he checked out.
Yeah.
I do think Bateman go with another system, quarterback that plays on schedule. I think he has better numbers.
Could be.
Probably so.
Could be. Could be. But they said now, they did say Harbaugh lost the locker room. They didn't say how.
They said that.
Why, you know what I'm saying? But they said he lost the locker room.
Man, I mean, I don't like that locker room, man. I just like every time, like Humphreys, man, and the other guy on the other side, man, they just giving up all these yards. I'm really not caring about losing them clowns, man. I'm like, man.
Well, and I do think the secondary is shot. I think Marlon Humphreys is done and washed, and Nate Wiggins. But you gotta have some type of pass rush. You have to resemble some kind of pressure to help them DBs.
Because what they say, I think the team lead only had like 5 sacks or something.
Yeah.
Team lead only had 5 sacks. I was surprised at that. I'm surprised.
If a quarterback can hold the ball for 5 seconds, 6 seconds, you can be Deion Sanders out there. That receiver gonna get open at some point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, as soon as you come off the line with Humphreys, you open. Man, this man gave up so many big plays.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Humphrey's gonna be back with Baltimore.
Yeah.
Hamilton, the man back there. He really the man.
Kyle Hamilton is the man.
He's the man back there.
He's the man.
I think he made All Pro this year. I think he made All Pro.
Yeah, he probably is All Pro. Yep. He the man. So, yeah, man, Baltimore got some decisions to make, but
they absolutely do, man. And I'm really curious to see who they bring in, not only as a head coach, but as an offensive coordinator as well.
Yeah.
I'm curious if they sign Lamar to another extension.
I think you got you now, Clayton.
I don't know.
I think you got you now. After you got rid of Harbaugh, I think that was the choice. Either we're gonna keep Harbaugh and let Lamar go because we ain't gonna pay him, or we're gonna keep Lamar and pay him. I think that was the choice.
I don't, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't.
Why?
Because the year when they made the switch, at the end of the season, it was talk that Harbaugh was done. They was gonna get rid of him then, and they didn't even know nothing about how good Lamar was gonna be. So I don't think it's a thing necessarily where they choosing Lamar over Harbaugh. I think it's just time to go another direction. But that don't mean you necessarily stay with Harbaugh. If you get a head coach and the head coach got his eye on a quarterback talent that he believe he can win with, I think I don't know, man. I don't know.
So you think they go away from Lamar, Clayton?
Listen, man, a running quarterback, and I heard them say this on one of them shows. They broke it down all in the history of all of them. And granted, everybody's different. But those running quarterbacks, they done. They reached their peak in the late 20s, early 30s, they done. Whether it be Mike Vick, Cam Newton, all, you understand? So
Randall Cunningham.
Running get, and when you see Lamar now, he's 29 now. Been in there 8 years. And I'm gonna be honest with you. He got 2 more years on the deal, right?
Something
at
like
31, and he ain't as fast, he ain't as explosive, and most of his game is the athleticism. If you a GM, Mike, if you a GM, Tom, Do you want to sign another extension with that, or do you want to try to get young and go a new direction?
This Lamar experiment for me is over with right now, for real. Because
Wow.
like I said, he been in the league 7 years, and certain throws he still can't make.
Wow.
You know, yeah.
But that's why Clayton, he want that extension now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
Yes.
instead of when he get 31, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah, extend me now.
Yes, but the team is considering the extension. He'll be in his early 30s. Will he be the team has to look at that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Now I think right now, because it's so hard to get a franchise quarterback, I would extend him. I don't know if I extend them at the number that they throwing. They throwing $70 million a season around, man. No way. I'm not extending them at that. You ain't hear that number, Mike?
No, I ain't hear that.
It's got to be something like, it's got to be up there, because Dak is 60 something $million a year.
Hey, everybody look at 50 now.
It's got to be.
Everybody look at 50 now. So they talking about like 70 a year, man. No way. No way, man.
And here's the thing, Tom. Do you extend him and make him the highest paid quarterback, like you saying? And if you don't, is Lamar going to resign?
Right.
Lamar gonna try to force their hand because he know, just like they know, he want them to move sooner rather than later, right?
That's right.
Yeah, but
that's why they talking about, Lord, Lord talks about, he could go to Miami. That's from where he from. He from down Florida. They say go to Miami. I don't even know why they even mentioned the damn Jets. Somebody mentioned the Jets. I say, man, get the hell out of here, man. If he going to the Jets, I say in the press conference, man, I'm only going to get paid. I'd be like Marshawn Lynch. I'm only going to get paid, man. They got to do with no winning or nothing, man. I'm going to get paid. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here with all that. But that's the thing. But going back to what I was saying though, Clayton, I think they had already made their choice. I think they didn't chose Lamar, over Harbaugh. I really do, man. I really do.
We're gonna see how it play out.
For sure.
I can't say he on the decline yet. It looked like it this year, but next year, if he come out and that explosiveness is gone, it's safe to say that.
Right, because we don't know if it was gone this year because of injury.
And
stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But
look. All right, look at this. He's been in the league 7 years, going on 8 years. Still, he hasn't gotten better as a quarterback, though. So the explosiveness he's not as fast as he was in year one, as year 7. So yeah, I mean, I definitely, I'm not extending Lamar at all.
Yeah.
Mike, is that easy? You wouldn't extend him, Mike? You let him become you try to trade him. I know you wouldn't let him become a free agent. You're a trade.
No, you try to get something
for him. Yeah,
you gotta get something for him. Yeah.
Maybe I'm on the phone. I'm working out something. Find out through him what he want. Maybe I can get another team that'll give him what he want. Trade him to that team and get some collateral for him. But if I'm the Ravens, I'm trying to get picks, and I will go after that kid Malik Willis in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Hey, he playing well, baby boy. He playing well. But see, this the thing, Clayton. He's getting post up. See, he ain't look like that in Tennessee. Now, maybe because he was young in his career, early in his career, things like that. But that boy showed, man, that he can play the position, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you go get him, you got to make sure you coach him the same. You know what I'm saying? You give him the same type of opportunities. You know what I'm saying? You don't bring him in here and try to force him to run a different style offense if he's not as effective,
Well, Matt LaFleur is a different type play caller than he had in Tennessee.
Right.
Matt LaFleur, whether you like him or not, he's creative. He know how to,
That's right.
He putting his players in good position. He's calling good plays. He's doing good situational football, stuff like that. But that kid, if I'm Pittsburgh,
right?
If I'm Pittsburgh,
that's right.
Because this kid's a free agent. He's a free agent. You don't even have to trade for him.
Right.
If I'm Baltimore, I trade Lamar somewhere, get a lot of picks, but I pick him up free agent. Yeah. He could be a bridge between me and my next guy.
Yeah.
But if I'm Pittsburgh right now,
No,
I
no,
ain't gotta do nothing. Aaron Rodgers stood, man. I'm going after that kid.
Yeah.
Even if Aaron Rodgers decided to come back for a year,
I'm still going after that kid.
I still get him. You're right. You're right.
Yep.
You're right.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, we getting close to game time.
Okay.
You ready to check these games
Hey,
out?
boy, we missed you last couple weeks, boy, with your pick.
Oh man. Yeah.
Last couple weeks with your pick.
It's love, man. It's always love, man. My mind all over the place, man. I'm still working on my book. Like even though I'm shopping and I'm still working on it, I'm working on G-Days, and then I'm journaling this new idea.
Yeah.
I want to write this. I want to write this story about nature, but it's a metaphor. It's a metaphor for my love for my mother, but it's nature, Mother Nature, you know. So it's a lot of research. I'm journaling that, and so I've been all over the place, man. Also, I've been trying to be a little bit more quiet.
Yeah, especially in the new year. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, and preserving myself a little bit, not giving out so much energy. You know what I mean? You know, we get on here, boy. When I get finished, I'm like depleted.
Yeah.
especially with man on here, all that, man, I'll be depleted. Boy.
I was telling Mike, I say, when man on here, boy, you almost got to fight for time, boy. You got to fight for air time with man.
Yeah. Real quick.
Boy, you got to fight for air time, boy.
Real quick. This morning, I caught a clip of Coach JB show.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. My man always
with Sean King and that other kid. I don't know the other kid named Smitty or something. I watched them, man. I said, damn, if that ain't us with man on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, they was going at each other, man.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
What about who right, who wrong? And all.
Right.
It got heated, man. So yeah, but yeah, I missed y'all, but it's all love, man. You know,
always, bro.
Yeah. Y'all keep it up. Who y'all like today, real quick, man? Tell me.
Philly and Jacksonville.
Yeah.
You like Jacksonville to beat Buffalo? Oh, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah. That's what I'm going with Philly and Jacksonville.
Is it 3 games today?
I think it's just 2.
2 that I know. Yeah, just 2.
Okay.
One tomorrow.
All right, and then the Steelers is tomorrow.
Yeah.
Who you like in that game?
Pittsburgh, but hey, man, I think it's going to be getting DK back is going to help. Getting DK back is going to help. That Texans defense, man, they got the personality of their coach, man. You know what I'm saying? They mirror the Miko Ryans, man. You know what I mean? To a T. You know, they disciplined, man. They fly to the ball. They really seldom miss tackles, and they hit. Man. So, and there definitely ain't gonna be no cakewalk, man. And I don't even know how much of an advantage. I don't know what the weather will be up in Pittsburgh, but I don't know how much of an advantage the home field going to be in that.
My problem in Houston is their offense.
Really?
Yeah.
Their offense. Yep. Their offense. They winning games and stuff, but that offense, man, that running game suspect.
Yeah.
You know, I like the wide receiver though.
Yeah.
Collins.
Nico
Collins.
Yeah,
but that offense ain't really been like I don't know where they rank.
Right.
So if them pass rushers, if Pittsburgh can keep them pass rushers off.
I'm about to say if TJ
Aaron.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the other side.
No, on the other side. They can keep that pass rush off Aaron. Because Aaron, and I'm gonna tell you a great addition to Pittsburgh was Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
Great addition.
Yeah. Because he's a veteran, man. He know how to create space. Especially in the red zone, Clayton. Especially in the red zone, man. He's really a weapon down there. He's really a weapon down there.
And people ain't giving Jalen Warren, is that his name?
Yeah, the running back.
They ain't giving him enough credit in that Raven game. Yeah. He started hitting them runs on the outside and stuff, man. Kept them legs turning.
He's a tough runner. That's what I always like. He's a tough runner, man.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think as much as I like Jacksonville, I like Trevor Lawrence. I just think Josh Allen and James Cook, I just think they're gonna they're gonna do a number on them. I just think that. Yeah.
You know, the thing is, you talk about Josh Allen balling out. It seems like he has to ball out for them to win.
He does.
Yeah,
He
you know
does.
what I'm saying? It's like
He
he
does.
has to, you know what I mean?
He
Ball out.
does, but I think really more than anything, James Cook has to. He led the league in rushing this year. I think James Cook, once he get going, opens everything up. Now Josh gonna get big running lanes and stuff when the play breakdown. So yeah, I don't know, man. I just got a feeling that Josh and James is gonna run Buffalo right to the damn Super Bowl.
They might, man.
Yeah.
And I like New England, but
That's
yeah.
no. So it is 3 games a day then, because New England play somebody. Who New England play?
The Chargers.
the Chargers. Yep.
Yeah, so it is 3 games a day then.
Yeah.
Because I
I
forgot.
like New England. Yep.
Yeah, y'all about them.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Right? Yeah. So it is
it's gonna be fun. Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate y'all, man.
Oh
Man,
man,
appreciate
always,
y'all.
boy. Yes, sir. Always, man.
Yeah.
Yep. Y'all enjoy them games, man.
Yeah,
All right,
you
man.
too,
Yeah.
you too, man.
Y'all definitely enjoy them games, man.
Yep.
And I'll talk to y'all next Sunday,
Yes, sir.
or probably on the group chat way before then.
Right. Hey, Clayton, if you wouldn't have showed up today, boy, I was gonna have to call you, boy.
Oh no. Yeah, nah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
call you, boy. Check.
You know I had to tap in for the new year, man. Come on, man. It's been a couple weeks. I had to put everything down today. Today my chill day. I'm like,
That's right.
yeah, so it's all good, man. But
Y'all have a good one, man.
All right, man. Y'all take it
Peace
easy.
out, fellas. Okay.